I was still running at 100 and I'm still running at 107. I don't have a secret. I just live right. Julia Hawkins, America's oldest athlete. Have you ever wondered why is it that some people at 85 can still run a 100-meter dash on the track, while others the same age sit in a wheelchair by the window watching life go by? Why is it that someone like Julia Hawkins, a retired school teacher from Louisiana, could break a world record at 101 and become a media sensation across America armed with nothing but a pair of running shoes and a plate of steamed vegetables? And what about you, about me, about the millions of others? Quietly facing the same truth, our bodies are getting weaker every single day, and we don't even know why. Here's the truth no one tells you. We're told to eat vegetables, get enough sleep, and exercise, and many of us have done all of that. But we're still exhausted, still waking up at night with leg cramps, still struggling with slow digestion, insomnia, forgetfulness, joint pain, and chronic fatigue. So, what's going on? Is aging a slow, irreversible sentence? No, not if you know what to do. The real secret is in your food, not in a prescription. Julia doesn't take special medications. She doesn't have a personal trainer. She doesn't follow any extreme diet or rely on expensive superfoods. She simply eats right. She eats fresh plant-based foods, fruits, leafy greens, bean seeds, stays well hydrated, and enjoys natural fermented yogurt. And she does it every single day, consistently and without interruption. In her words, I avoid canned food, don't drink alcohol, don't smoke. I love my body the same way I care for my garden. And what does science say? According to research from Harvard Th. Chan School of Public Health, a plant-based diet reduces the risk of early death by 31% in adults over 60. Green vegetables, nuts, and fruits improve cognitive function and reduce frailty by up to 45%. Naturally fermented yogurt boosts gut health and the immune system, both vital for producing serotonin, the happiness hormone. And here's what matters most. By changing just 7 eating habits, you can trigger a domino effect of recovery throughout your body. But life isn't always that simple. I've met people like Paul, 78, a former Marine. Now he can barely walk more than 3 steps without needing to sit down. I used to be strong, he told me. Now I feel like a dry stick ready to snap. I spoke with Joan, a retired nurse. She's a longtime vegetarian and practices yoga, yet her bones are brittle and sleep eludes her. Sometimes I wonder if I was just born fragile, she said. Have you ever seen yourself in them? Have you ever tried and then felt disappointed, held hope, only to feel betrayed by your own body, and then a small spark? Maybe you've simply been doing the right things in the wrong way. Not wrong in intention, just lacking the right understanding. Not all vegetables are equal. You need the right ones. Not all water is helpful. It's about when and how much you drink. Avoiding fat and sugar isn't the whole story. It's about choosing the right allies for aging. And this article is your map. It's built on 7 eating habits drawn from Julia Hawkins' daily routine research by Mayo Clinic NIH in Cleveland Clinic. And more importantly, the lived experience, recovery, and lessons of thousands of seniors. What this article aims to do, not to teach you things you already know, but to reignite the belief you thought was gone, the hope you felt was taken away, using knowledge and inspiration so that in the end you'll eat with more enjoyment, sleep more soundly, walk with steadier steps, and above all, live independently, not dependently. In the next part, we'll dive into habit number 1, a tiny practice that helped Julia Hawkins keep her body in peak shape. Even at 107, stay with us, because the very first lesson might just be the turning point for your entire journey. Are you ready? Habit 1, eat green vegetables daily, but do it the right way. A plate of greens, life begins with what seems like the smallest thing. Early in the morning, in a small kitchen tucked beside a garden in Louisiana, Julia Hawkins carefully washes each leaf of fresh spinach. Her hands are wrinkled but still nimble. She picks out the greenest, most tender leaves, then places them into a steamer. Nothing added but a splash of water and a quiet sense of gratitude. I eat vegetables every day, not because a doctor told me to, but because I feel my body is thankful for it, Julia says with a smile as warm as morning sunshine. It sounds simple, but behind it lies a profound biological truth. one that's reshaping how modern medicine views aging. Most seniors misunderstand what good vegetables actually are. For years, nutritional advice has repeated the same line: eat your greens. But not all greens are created equal, especially for older adults. Raw vegetables, hard to digest for those with reduced enzymes. Canned greens, high in sodium and low in live nutrients. Stir-fried veggies, a burden on the liver, especially for those on daily medications. A 2021 study by Tufts University found older adults absorbed 32% more antioxidants from steamed vegetables than from raw ones. So what does Julia eat? Spinach, rich in magnesium, iron, folate. Broccoli contains sulforaphane, a powerful anti-inflammatory compound. Kale, packed with vitamin K for strong bones. Arugula and romaine, high in soluble fiber for better digestion. All of them are lightly steamed or gently boiled, served warm, no salt, no sauces, no butter or oil. What happens in your body when you eat green vegetables the right way? Inflammation in the body gets switched off, thanks to compounds like sulforaphane in broccoli and chlorophyll in leafy greens. The liver gets detox support. Leafy vegetables ease the load caused by medications, alcohol, and processed foods. Soluble fiber feeds the gut microbiome, boosting immunity and relieving constipation, a silent struggle for millions of seniors. Magnesium and folate from vegetables calm the nervous system, promote deeper sleep, and reduce nighttime muscle cramps. But why do so many still eat vegetables and see no improvement? Because they eat but don't know how to eat. I once met Carl, 81, who told me I eat veggies at every meal. My wife puts a lot of effort into preparing them, but I still feel bloated, foggy-headed. After asking more questions, I discovered he was eating a cold raw salad right after taking diabetes meds. He dressed the salad with mayonnaise and margarine to make it more palatable. He didn't chew well. He rushed because, as he put it, my teeth aren't strong anymore. Real transformation begins with small adjustments. I suggested he try steaming his vegetables instead of eating them raw, adding a few drops of lemon juice after cooking to enhance iron absorption, chewing slowly and placing his spoon down after each bite, eating vegetables first when the stomach is still empty. 3 weeks later, he called me. My stomach feels lighter. I slept 6 hours straight last night. My wife said it's the first time in ages she saw me smile over breakfast. It may just be vegetables, but they're a silent key. You might be searching for something big, a new medication, expensive supplements, premium detox programs, but sometimes the answer lies in a humble plate of steamed greens. The very same dish Julia Hawkins has had every morning for over a century. Conclusion of Habit 1. Eat green vegetables every day. Not as a duty, but as an act of love toward your body. Eat to nourish yourself, not to endure aging. You don't need miracles to live long, just a plate of steamed greens each morning. Patiently, consistently, just like time itself. In the next part, we'll explore Habit 2, something everyone thinks they know: drinking water. But do you really know that when you drink might determine the energy of your entire body? Before we move on, please consider giving this channel a like, leaving a comment, and hitting the subscribe button, so you'll be the first to know when a new video is released. If you found this helpful, help us share it with other seniors who deserve to take better care of their health. We are truly grateful for your support. Habit 2. Drinking water the right way. The free medicine. We often forget a habit everyone knows, but few do correctly. Julia Hawkins once said, "Every morning I drink a glass of plain water before eating. It feels like I'm watering myself, like a plant." Isn't that a beautiful image? But in truth, many seniors don't drink enough water, or they drink it the wrong way. This leads to ongoing constipation, cellular dehydration, increased risk of leg cramps, irregular blood pressure, fatigue without a clear reason. Medical data: dehydration doesn't just make you thirsty, it quietly breaks you down. According to the National Institutes of Health, NIH, over 75% of people over 65 don't meet daily hydration needs. Even mild dehydration can reduce cognitive function by up to 20%. Chronic dehydration cuts blood flow to muscles and doubles the risk of nighttime leg cramps. Dehydration also affects memory and mood. A study from the University of Connecticut showed when older adults lost just 1.5% of their body's water, they experienced feelings of depression, decreased concentration, anxiety, and irritability. Have you ever had a morning when you felt heavy, foggy, and tired for no reason? Chances are you simply forgot to drink water. I once met Ellen, age 76. She told me I avoid drinking much because I'm afraid I'll have to use the bathroom at night. The result, her skin was dry. She had a bitter taste in her mouth and a poor appetite. She felt dizzy every morning upon standing, and every night she had leg cramps in her calves. She said, "I only drink when I'm thirsty." I thought that was normal. But the truth is, thirst is no longer a reliable signal in old age as the nervous system becomes less sensitive. A simple fix: spread your water out. Don't cram it in at night, I suggested to Ellen. Upon waking, 1 glass of warm water, about 200-300 ml. Before lunch, a small glass, around 3 to 4 p.m., another glass. Before 7 p.m., the final glass, and then stop to avoid nighttime trips to the bathroom. 10 days later, she called back, "I'm sleeping better, no more leg cramps, and this morning, I woke up feeling light." It's been so long since I felt that way. Biologically, what does water actually do? Softens muscle tissue, reduces friction between muscle fibers, helping movement feel smoother, boosts joint fluid production, nourishes cartilage, reduces inflammation and pain, supports liver and kidney detoxification, especially vital for those on blood pressure or diabetes medications, optimizes digestive function, stimulates bowel movement, and relieves constipation. Scientific truths few people talk about. If you're already thirsty, you're already dehydrated. If your urine is dark yellow, you're at mild risk. If you have leg cramps, constipation, or fatigue, drink water before taking medication. Julia Hawkins and the principle of hydration for life. She once said, "I drink water like I'm preparing myself for a new day, not waiting for thirst, but staying ahead of it." And that is the difference. Conclusion of Habit 2. Never underestimate water. It is the cheapest, most effective medicine you already have at your fingertips. One morning glass of water can prevent leg cramps, fight off osteoporosis, and improve memory. And sometimes it can save your entire day. Habit 3. Eating beans and nuts. The perfect protein source for seniors. A small handful each day, but it makes a big difference. When asked about her source of protein, Julia Hawkins didn't mention beef or chicken breast. "I eat beans every day. Black beans, white beans, almonds, walnuts. I don't eat a lot, but I never skip it." For someone at 107 years old, choosing beans and nuts over red meat isn't just a personal choice. It's a decision backed by science and, more importantly, proven by her own body. Seniors and the hidden hunger for protein. One of the silent causes of muscle loss in the elderly is this protein deficiency, not from eating too little, but from eating the wrong kind. After age 70, the body's ability to absorb and synthesize protein declines sharply. What seniors need is a protein that is easy to digest, low in inflammation, and gentle on the liver and kidneys. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found plant-based protein reduces the risk of muscle weakness by 46% compared to animal protein. Seniors who eat beans and nuts daily have higher muscle mass, lower risk of osteoporosis, and less chronic inflammation. Yet most seniors still eat the wrong way. I met Henry, 79 years old, who ate eggs and pork belly every morning. "I need protein to stay strong," he said, "but saturated fat and red meat increases chronic inflammation. Animal protein is harder to digest, creates uric acid, and burdens the kidneys. No fiber, constipation, and unstable blood sugar." After 5 years, he developed gout and high cholesterol and lost 3 kg of muscle, despite eating enough. A small shift: make beans and nuts part of your daily snack. I recommended him swap bacon for soft-cooked chickpeas. Enjoy a handful of almonds or walnuts each afternoon. Stir chia or flax seeds into his evening yogurt. After just 6 weeks, he said, "My mind feels clearer. No more bloating, no more nighttime cramps, and strangely enough, I've started remembering old friends' names again." Why bean and nut protein works better. chickpeas, lentils, soybeans, rich in lysine, an essential amino acid for muscle repair, almonds, walnuts, cashews, protein, plain healthy fats, plus vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant, chia seeds, flax seeds, plant-based omega-3s, plus fiber, plus lignans for heart health. What does Julia choose? Breakfast whole grain, toast with almond butter. Lunch black bean salad with vegetables and olive oil. Dinner white bean vegetarian soup. Snack a small handful of walnuts or pumpkin seeds. Fighting muscle loss, memory decline, and inflammation. According to Harvard Health, publishing beans and nuts reduce neuroinflammation, a hidden trigger of memory loss. They're rich in magnesium, zinc, and folate, essential nutrients for brain function. Plant protein builds muscle without the kidney strain caused by animal protein. A friend of Julia's, she once had a dear friend, Martha, who lived next door. They walked together, gardened together, and played chess. But Martha kept to her old eating habits. Breakfast isn't breakfast without sausage, she would say. 3 years later, Julia attended Martha's funeral. She passed from kidney and heart complications. I can't say it was all because of the sausage, Julia said, but I always wonder, what if she had changed just one small thing? Conclusion of habit 3. A handful of beans, a spoonful of seeds, a small decision, but one that speaks quietly to the body. Don't let old habits be the reason you lose yourself. Give your body what it truly needs, not what society used to say was normal. Habit 4. Plain yogurt, the doorway to your body's second brain. I eat yogurt every morning, no sugar, no fruit, no colors, and my body, when is thankful for it. That's what Julia Hawkins said when asked about the one food she never skips. It sounds simple, a small cup of yogurt, but behind it lies a microbiome revolution inside the body, a medical secret now being explored more than ever in the past decade. Your gut is your second brain. Your gut doesn't just digest, it manages your whole system. 95% of serotonin, your mood-regulating hormone, is produced in the gut. Over 70% of your immune system resides in the intestinal lining. A balanced gut microbiome directly affects memory sleep, mood nutrient absorption, inflammation throughout the body. According to Harvard Medical School, gut microbiome imbalance dysbiosis is linked to depression in older adults, faster progression of Alzheimer's, reduced absorption of calcium, iron, and B12, higher risk of arthritis and type 2 diabetes. Mr. Harold, 82, was once very meticulous. He read books, watched health videos, and took notes on every meal. But still he suffered from bloating after meals. Acid reflux, shallow sleep waking at 2 to 3 a.m., a persistent sense of irritation. I just feel annoyed all the time, he said. Then one day during a health checkup, the doctor asked, "Do you eat yogurt?" "No, I can't stand the artificial sweetness. Change begins with what you remove, not just what you add." I suggested he try plain yogurt, pure, unsweetened, with no flavors. Just 2 to 3 spoonfuls in the morning on an empty stomach. Mix with 1 teaspoon of chia seeds to feed good bacteria. Avoid consuming it within 1 hour of antibiotics. 2 weeks later, he called back. "I still don't love the taste, but no more stomach pain. I sleep 5 hours straight now, and my wife says I'm less grumpy too." The magic of probiotics, choline and prebiotics. Plain yogurt provides natural probiotics like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium. Chia and flax seeds offer soluble fiber, prebiotics, to feed those probiotics. Healthy gut bacteria compete with harmful microbes, reduce chronic inflammation, help synthesize vitamin K2 and B12, protect the intestinal wall, where nutrient absorption begins. Julia knew this, not from textbooks, but from her own body. I don't need research to tell me. I just know that when I eat yogurt regularly, my digestion works, I sleep deeply, and I feel calm. And I'm happier. Common yogurt mistakes: choosing sweetened, fruit-added flavored yogurts, spikes insulin and kills good bacteria. Eating cold yogurt right after a full meal slows digestion, shocks the stomach. Mixing yogurt with sour fruits causes fermentation and bloating. Simple yogurt guide for seniors. Choose plain, unsweetened, uncolored yogurt. Eat when the stomach is not too full, in the morning or afternoon. Add 1 teaspoon of chia, seeds, a few slices of ripe banana, or a pinch of cinnamon if needed. Avoid pairing with animal protein in the same meal. Conclusion of habit 4. Never underestimate a simple cup of plain yogurt. It's not just dessert, it's a foundation, a gatekeeper for your gut, where everything good or bad begins. Start with the easiest step, 1 spoon a day, because strength doesn't begin with muscles, it begins in the gut. Habit 5. Eat less sugar, but don't eliminate it completely. Why seniors still need a little sweetness. I never gave up sugar. I just chose the kind that doesn't make me sad. Julia Hawkins chuckled when asked, "Do you avoid sugar completely?" She replied, "No. I still enjoy sweet things. 1 date every afternoon. A spoon of honey and warm lemon water in the morning. A slice of red apple with cinnamon when I feel like it." It's a wise approach, not extreme, not cutting sugar like a punishment, but choosing the kind of sugar your body can be grateful for, not resent. The trap of the zero sugar movement. Many people, especially those over 60, rush to cut sugar after being diagnosed with diabetes or prediabetes. They eliminate completely fruits whole, grains, carrots, beets, sweet potatoes, even yogurt, just because it has sugar. And then what happens? Fatigue, dizziness, brain fog, insomnia, intense sugar cravings, leading to binge eating and loss of control. According to Mayo Clinic, cutting too much sugar in older adults can lead to lower dopamine, sadness and low motivation, muscle loss, less energy, poor balance, irregular heartbeat due to lack of glucose for heart muscles, loss of sweet taste perception. Food becomes bland, reducing joy in eating. Dorothy, 77, once said no to sugar completely. When she was diagnosed with prediabetes, she decided to cut rice completely, stop eating fruits, avoid milk, only eat boiled vegetables and steamed fish. 3 months later, she was admitted to the hospital with severe insomnia, low blood pressure, chronic fatigue, and the most heartbreaking, mild depression. Julia's approach, I choose sugar like I choose a kind friend. Raw honey contains antioxidants, supports immunity. No more than 1 teaspoon a day. Dates, berries, rich in anthocyanins, help stabilize blood sugar and support brain function. Sweet potatoes, oats, complex carbs that release energy slowly, without sudden blood sugar spikes. Red apples, pears, ripe bananas. Natural sugars with fiber, slow absorption, better balance. The aging body still needs sugar, the right kind. According to the Cleveland Clinic, glucose is the brain's main energy source, crucial for muscle recovery after light physical activity, helps stabilize mood and reduce anxiety or agitation. The key is to shift from too much and too fast to a little and consistent. Instead of cake, try a banana slice with almond butter soda. Try warm lemon water with 2 teaspoons of honey candy. Try 1-2 dried dates, uncontrolled snacking. Portion your sweets and eat when you're not overly hungry. From Julia Hawkins, a lesson for all of us. Sugar isn't the enemy. It's how we treat it that shapes how our body responds. When I choose the right kind at the right time, sugar becomes my friend, not my foe. Conclusion of Habit 5. Don't erase sweetness from your life. Transform it into a quiet joy. Because sweetness, when chosen wisely, is nourishment for both body and soul. Let that touch of sweetness whisper to you each morning, you're still here, and you deserve something gentle. Habit 6. Eat slowly. Eat mindfully. Reconnect with your body. I don't eat to survive, I live to savor every spoonful. That's how Julia Hawkins described her eating habits. I eat so slowly, my grandchild once said, "Grandma, are you talking to your food?" And I said yes, because everything on that plate once started as a seed was touched by sunlight, by rain, by someone's hands. It sounds poetic, but it's actually neuroscience in action. Eating fast robs the brain of its awareness. When you eat quickly, barely chew, or don't even look at your food, your body can't release enough digestive enzymes, signal fullness to the brain in time. process glucose efficiently, create a sense of satisfaction. The result, bloating, indigestion, overeating but still feeling hungry, blood sugar spikes, poor nutrient absorption. Harvard Health found that fast eating increases the risk of metabolic syndrome in seniors by 23%. Walter, 80, shared his story. He lived alone, ate just to get it over with. I turn on the TV, open my food container, and finish eating in 7 minutes. He suffered from bloating, chronic constipation, post-meal fatigue, and a deep sense of emptiness after every meal. I don't know why. But after eating, I still feel like I haven't eaten. I told him, don't just eat with your mouth. Eat with your eyes, nose, ears, and heart. He tried turning off the TV, using ceramic dishes he liked, chewing each bite 20, 30 times, putting down his spoon between bites. 3 weeks later, he said, I eat less but feel full longer. And strangely, I feel peaceful after eating, like I just meditated. Eating slowly is a form of meditation, and it's backed by clinical studies. According to UCLA's Center for Mindful Eating, eating slowly helps lower cortisol stress hormone, improve gut function, balance insulin levels, create a deeper sense of nourishment. What does Julia do? Spends at least 20 minutes per meal? Never eats standing up or in a hurry, smells her food before eating, expresses gratitude silently, not in words but in spirit. I think of the farmer, the rain, the person who packed my yogurt, and I chew like I'm holding them gently in my mouth. One small act, a big ripple effect. If you slow down just 5 minutes more at each meal, within a week you'll feel full at the right time. Cravings for sweets will lessen, you'll burp less, and most of all, you'll feel reconnected to yourself. Conclusion of habit 6. You don't just eat to survive. You eat to remember that you still have a choice. Each meal isn't the end of a day, it's the continuation of care. Eat as if you're nurturing yourself, starting from the very first bite. Habit 7. Eat to enjoy life, not to diet for the rest of it. I've never been on a diet. I just eat as if tomorrow's going to be the best day of my life. That's how Julia Hawkins describes her philosophy on eating. I don't eat just to avoid illness. I eat so I can still race the wind, admire blooming flowers without getting dizzy, and hold my grandchild's hand without shaking. Food is not the enemy. Food, when chosen and used wisely, is a gift. And more than that, it's one of the few remaining joys that aging hasn't taken away. But how many people are living inside the fridge but starving in their hearts? Avoiding all carbohydrates, skipping ripe fruits, cutting out healthy plant fats, giving up their favorite dishes just because. I'm old now, I have to say no. And so what used to be a joyful moment, a meal, becomes a chore, a burden, even a quiet sadness. According to Johns Hopkins, University strict eating without emotional satisfaction can lead to chronic stress, poor nutrient absorption, memory decline, and insomnia. And perhaps worst of all, a loss of the feeling of truly being alive. The solution isn't about restriction, it's about learning to eat like someone who loves themselves. Let yourself enjoy a slice of pumpkin pie, if it reminds you of your childhood. Allow yourself a spoonful of honey on a cold morning, if it brings warmth to your spirit. Eat not because it's on the approved list, but because it's the food that makes you want to keep living. Conclusion of Habit 7. Eat to keep living joyfully, not fearfully. Meals are not a test you can fail by picking the wrong dish. They're a space where you can gently rediscover yourself, one bite at a time. And if you're thinking, I want to be healthy without pushing myself every day, then hit that subscribe button for Senior Health Table today. Because here we don't just talk about nutrition, we talk about eating in a way that lets you keep smiling, keep sitting with your grandchildren, keep walking hand in hand at sunset, and keep feeling like you're still you. Click. Like if you found this video helpful, leave a comment and share the habit you'll begin starting today. And don't forget to tap the notification bell, so each week we get a chance to send you something kind, something warm, something that matters. You don't have to live perfectly, you just have to begin with your next meal.